everyone. This is Shelby and Aaron in Lebanon, Tennessee with Chase Elliott. Are you excited for the race this weekend?
Yeah, super excited. This has been just a great stop on our calendar really ever since we started coming here. So wish it was a little cooler, but outside that, I think we're all super happy to be here.
Yeah, the Nashville heat is not the best.
Yeah.
So you're having a really good sitting, second in points right now. How does that change your mindset for the rest of the season? You already kind of have the win under your belt. Are you able to test new setups and things like that, or do you still approach every race kind of the same?
I still think we're approaching things the same right now. It's just our season is so much about trying to get the bonus points for the final 10, and the only way to get the bonus points is trying to be to win races. So the way the structure is nowadays, it doesn't really just give you an opportunity to totally go off the rails and experiment, because the entirety of the season, has a lot of meaning and a lot of value, and if you're not taking advantage of that, you're just going to end up hurting yourself down the road.
I was talking to Ryan Blaney and asked him, would you prefer you obviously already won a championship under this kind of format. Would you prefer a 3-race final round, or would you like the way it is?
It's really hard for us, in my opinion, because the way it currently is, there's a lot of cards on the table for one race, and there are just so many variables that can happen in one event. So personally, I'm not opposed to a full-length season championship. I feel like there's been many years over the course of NASCAR's history that you've had 2 or 3 guys over just calculating the points from race number 1 all the way to 36, and it's ended up being really close. And you're going to have years that it's not, and I think that's something that in sports we're always wanting more, wanting that exciting moment, but you can't manufacture that, right? And I think it's okay to have a guy run away with it one year, because it makes you appreciate a year where you have a really close run more.
Right.
So I think having that balance is good. I think sometimes we try to manufacture entertainment a little more than we should, but this is the system that it is, and none of us make the rules.
I think Matt Kenseth for that, wasn't he one that won the championship the year that they changed it?
I don't know. I have to think back on that.
I know you're a pro, but do you ever get nervous before races still?
I don't anymore. I can say with a lot of confidence. I feel like I'm to the point now where when you do it for a long period of time, you find some repetition and just your weekly routine and your race day routine. And honestly, I feel like I've just been doing it long enough that you kind of get to the point where none of it bothers you from that standpoint. So I look forward to the races. I'm excited for the challenge and really just kind of immerse myself in the competition aspect of what I enjoy most and trying to challenge myself on that side.
So I was telling Shelby, your dad was actually the first autograph from a NASCAR driver that I ever got. It was back in Darlington in 2003. It was the race, the Kurt Busch and Ricky Craven finish.
Okay.
How involved is he still with your career, and does he come to the races a lot?
He doesn't come to as many races as he probably did, earlier on in my career. But like I tell a lot of people, look, he's been running the circuit for a long time. So at this point, it's like, man, I totally get it. Like, enjoy being home and enjoy retirement. You've had a wonderful career, and I think he's finally doing that, and taking some time to himself and doing the things that he wants to go do, and that's earned. And I think he's earned that.
Yeah.
While you're on the road, you've hit a million different cities. Nashville's probably one of the more fun ones. Is there certain spots you like hitting when you're in town?
Honestly, for race weekend, not really. It's, just the weekend comes quick and it goes away quick. But certainly, I've taken trips up here, on my free time, with friends or whatever, and, enjoy coming to town. The downtown area has gotten crazy, but there are some, I'm not familiar with the areas. There are some really cool spots in other parts of the city that I feel like are fun to go hang out and spend some time. And obviously live music for me is one of my favorite things. And anytime you bring live music into a restaurant or a bar scene, it makes it more fun.
I know you're a big Eric Church fan, and obviously from North Carolina, and we posted the video of him holding up your flag a couple of years ago. How did that kind of friendship or come about? Or were you just a fan?
Yeah, honestly, just a fan. I know Eric a little bit now. Our paths have crossed a couple times, and he's been gracious enough to say hey, and we spent a little time together, did an interview together last year. That it was really neat to get to quiz him one-on-one about just some of the things that I admire and respect about him. But yeah, truthfully, just a fan. I've always loved his music, and whether I ever met the guy or not, spoken any words to him ever, I would still be a fan and just appreciate his work, appreciate how he goes about his business from the outside looking in, and seemingly does a really good job on the professional front, and also has a personal life.
Yeah.
Who are some other country music artists that you're big fans of?
Honestly, I like a bunch of different stuff. Muscadine Bloodline has been one of my favorite groups. I've got to know those guys a little bit. Charlie and I became friends and like to go golf together and stuff.
We talked about Eric Church a lot. What's your favorite Eric Church song?
Always a tough question, and I don't think he makes a bad one. So that is always extremely hard. And truthfully, he's one of very few artists that I feel like I can listen to an album the first time and like it, but then in 2 or 3 years later, I like it more.
Same.
Or in a different way.
Yeah, and it's just the craziest thing. I don't know what it is about him, but he is probably the only artist that I've ever had that experience with, from just a fan standpoint of, I don't know if it's just you're growing up and you hear it a different way, or you appreciate the words in a different manner, or take them in a different light. But I've always admired that about his music. But Holding My Own, I think, is a great song, one that has always grown, with me. I feel like you can take that song a lot of different ways, and traveling and being on the road and just spending a lot of time away from home and whatnot. I always like that one a lot.
Yeah.
You mentioned golf, another sport that you might not be an expert at. Do you watch a lot of golf when you get the chance? Like, who are your favorite golfers?
Yeah, I love to watch. I really enjoy watching all those guys. I admire the game so much because it's so hard, and just amazed every time I turn the TV on and see those guys hit the shots they hit. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Max Homa, I feel it comes to mind first. He seems like just a really good and genuine dude. Obviously, Scotty's success, he has a lot of spotlight on him, and how can you not like that guy with, obviously he does really good, so you see more of him than you do anyone else. But seems like a great guy. But I've really enjoyed watching Max, and just kind of, he has a really good head on his shoulders, seemingly, and a good attitude about life and golf, and just, being as lucky as he is to go and call that a job. He seems like he really has that understood well, and he exemplifies that on the golf course.
Yeah. And what is your daily driver?
A Chevy Tahoe.
Yeah.
It's nothing super like fast or hot roddy, but I'm all about getting from point A to point B, and I can put the dog in the back and head on down the road.
Yeah. So the last one, when you're with your fellow drivers, who would you trust the most with the aux, and who would you trust with the least?
The most with the aux, Blaney. He and I definitely have similar taste in music, so that's always been fun road trips with him. Trust least with the aux. That's a tough one. We'll go with Joey Logano.
Interesting.
I don't. Okay. I just something tells me that his music choice would not jive with mine.
Blaney said Cindric listens to some weird shit.
I can see that too.
Yeah,
I can see that too.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and good luck this
Absolutely.
weekend.
I
really appreciate it. Look forward to the race.
Yeah, me too.